and no biting me while we're doing the interview. All right, he's already shot it. It's good because as soon as I turned on the cameras, he started doing this. Before he was ears back, he knows. All right, we're getting.
He just loves attention.
Yeah, maybe this is game face. So we're here with Emmie Martennson, and this is Ecurie D, Breeders' Crown champ.
Yeah.
We can officially say that. That's pretty nice to say, right? And he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good horse.
So the reason we're here is last year, most trainers, drivers, caretakers, they get one Breeders' Crown and they're happy. You were like, nope, not enough.
I need two.
I need two. Last year's Breeders' Crown was quite, and I believe, were they back-to-back races?
No, it was a couple of races in between.
It was a couple races in between. So you had
I made him ready for warm-up before I went out with Felicity.
Felicity Shagwell. So let's talk about Felicity first. So you came over from Sweden a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, two and a half years ago.
2.5 years ago, and you've been working for the Svanstedts right straight through, right?
Yes, I have.
And Felicity was one of your first horses here, right?
Yeah, I got her right away when she came overseas. So she came down to Florida and she got a couple of weeks off, and then we started training her up. And I mean, she looked good from there, but I mean, she didn't stand out.
How old was she then? Maybe 3?
No,
3-year-old, 4-year-old? 5-year-old?
5,
okay.
Yeah.
So she was already, and she was always one of those mares that was always there.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the top level. And
she just had a really bad luck in Sweden. Like, she had a broken ankle. And
did you?
I followed her.
Okay, so you had already known her in Sweden, and then they come over here. So now, boom, you get to work with one of the top mares.
Yeah.
That must have been, it's almost like they throw you right in, right? They're like, no, Emmie, we trust you, rock and roll.
Yeah. And I knew the groom that had her back home too, so that was very fun for her.
Okay.
To be able to have a little bit of contact and get a couple of pictures, and she was gonna come here too, but then the COVID came, so they never really.
Oh, that's right. You came like right before the world ended.
I did.
Right. So that was good time. That was good timing by you. Come here and then everything just ends. So at that point, the whole Svanstedt crew surprisingly hadn't won a Breeders' Crown yet.
No.
I mean, Oka had won every race in the world pretty much.
Yeah.
And no Breeders' Crown.
No.
And then
second in Canada with 6-pack. I think that was the best.
Couple of seconds, couple of thirds. Winning Hambos, winning all these other races, every other race in the U.S. He won all the big races in Canada, and in Europe, Sweden and stuff like that. So no Breeders' Crown.
No.
So going into the race, obviously we had this guy.
Yeah.
And he was the big favorite coming in.
Yeah, he was a big favorite.
Felicity, she's in against a bunch of tough mares.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Felicity was a shocker.
Yeah.
But Oka, that was a perfect drive out of her. She's always seemingly perfect to race.
Yeah.
I know she's a little bit of a handful warming up.
And at home too.
And at home.
Yeah, she needed her like a couple of strong hands to train her, but here at home. But I mean, she wasn't crazy at all. Like she's like, what do you call it?
She's like
she's like wise.
She's like my ex-girlfriend, a little temperamental.
Yeah.
Very temperamental, very headstrong, you know, but so a little tough to deal with at times.
Yeah. But super nice to work with in the barn and everything. Yeah. Like super nice.
And we go into the race, and you've got, again, you're loaded up.
Yeah, yeah.
And previous couple months before, we had Henry winning the Hamiltonian. How is the not demographic? What's the word? What was the attitude like when you see Henry with 3 Hambo horses? You're like,
oh my God, we all cried when he won the Hambo, and like all of us, all the grooms that were there that day, like we were all helping out in the testing barn, and like we were running around, and it was like all Svanstedts in the testing barn, and
get out, only one.
It was just so fun to see him win, and like for everyone, because like it's all a teamwork.
Okay, and so you guys aren't rivalries, like no, my horse is gonna beat yours.
We can joke about it, but I would never take anything away from anyone, because we all work hard, and like everyone deserves to win a big race, because of the feeling to win a big race. Like
And to know that you put all the extra effort in, all those long days that you're here, it's quite rewarding when you can get.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody works hard, and not everyone gets to be there in the winner's circle. And I think everybody should get a chance to be there at some point,
especially in a big race, right?
Yeah.
So let's pull up. I'm going to pull up the mare trot.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I just had spoke to Michaela.
Yeah.
And boy, her races were on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Where we had the downpour.
Yeah.
And it was brutal and awful.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah.
And so even though she was happy with her win, like 10 minutes after the win, you're like, I'm freezing. I'm drenched. So
I felt so sorry for him.
So we had a nice day on Saturday.
Yeah, it was nice.
And let's.
And we raced daytime too.
Daytime too, yeah. So almost an early night, early evening for everybody. You can get home properly.
In the sport of harness racing, getting set to go head-to-head here. Once again, we'll head upstairs and join Roger Houston for the call.
Side out, we've got Refined, Atlanta, Thankful No, Sorella, Ramona Hill, Felicity Shagwell.
Just Sorella, Ramona Hill, Atlanta, just Hambo winner, Oaks winner.
And I mean, we have been racing against them like all season, because all the top mares race against each other like through the whole season. So like I seen her like behind them, but
Atlanta's pretty good.
Yeah.
So going into the race, do you watch these races?
Yeah, but I'll usually watch them so I can barely see the races.
Okay.
Because I want to like half see the race.
Okay.
But not really watch them like closely. So I always have to watch the replays because I'm like. Because
you miss all of it, and your nerves are up, and you're.
So I usually see like the first half.
Okay.
And then the last half, like I don't want to see it.
Are you usually alone?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are off in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, usually at the track.
Okay.
And I usually have my phone, like live streaming, and that is like 20 seconds behind.
Okay, so you're.
Like everybody knows before me.
I'm always amazed that everybody's different on where they watch.
Yeah.
Some people are like, nope, can't watch it.
No.
Other people are glued to it.
Yeah.
Other people, I'm quite amazed. So we're going behind the gate. And he's got post 6. We know she can leave. That was probably no surprise that she's just going to bolt out of there. And look to sit a 2-hole. That's probably her plan, right?
Yeah.
Felicity Shagwell right out to grab the early lead. Refined on the inside, on the outside, Westland Quest as the race into the turn.
She cleared 2 seconds after the gate.
Yeah.
Fifth on the outside, Sorella. Thankful No on the inside.
When do you stop watching the race? About right here when somebody else comes up?
Yeah, and like if I was trying to watch if someone was gonna take over, and then I didn't see anyone coming, so I just stopped watching because I thought it was never gonna go.
That's it.
Not from the lead of medal.
Not from the lead. Yep. Unless they maybe go to the half in 57.
Exactly.
And he's even looking. He's like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
Nobody's coming.
But he also told me after the eliminations, she's gonna win the finals. She felt so good.
She was peaking at the top of her game. Yeah, Atlanta just kind of grinds up and.
Now third on the outside, going after the leaders off the half. 57-2.
57-2 for open trotters. I could go a half in 57.
Shagwell has the lead by a length. Atlanta up on the outside second.
You still got Atlanta on the outside though. So at this point you're not watching, right? There's no way.
No, and I made him ready for the warm up, and I came out. I was watching on my phone.
Oh, you had to get Ecurie ready for the warm up. Okay.
So I got out to the track in like half of the race.
Atlanta's not.
And here I stopped watching. I couldn't watch. I couldn't watch. I really know I'm believing her, and I always loved the horse because she was just so tough.
And I mean, Atlanta's right there, but there was 3-4 lengths on third, so she really 52-2, 26-3 home. I mean, what a
But I think Ake were a little bit shocked too. Like she were good in the eliminations, but I still think he were a little bit shocked that like no one came and he was gonna get to the half in 57.
I mean, when you have 12 Breeders' Crowns, there's gonna be one or two that are a little wonky.
Yeah.
And she definitely earned it.
Yeah.
But it was nobody came. It was like everybody forgot where they were, what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta was in the right spot.
Yeah, sure.
But nobody else really was.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to be in the right spot and right at the right moment. So now you're warming him up, you send him out, now you gotta run to the winner's circle.
Yeah, so I made him, so he were ready and I ran to the winner's circle and then I got back to the barn and made him ready for the warm-up.
So you couldn't even really celebrate the win with Felicity because he's got to.
I was mostly like shaking because my adrenaline was so high. I was afraid I was gonna make him nervous because I was so fired up.
It's a good thing he doesn't wear much equipment.
Yeah,
because you can't really,
no.
Does he even wear boots? I don't know.
Knee boots.
Knee boots. That's it,
race,
right? Yeah, but and an open bridle and.
Yeah. And just caught on in the ears.
Right, so he's a pretty. Thankfully, it's not a pacer that you had to deal with.
No, that wouldn't.
All that equipment you got to worry about.
And tape and all.
So you're in the winner's circle. You get back with him. You got to probably wash somebody, get them ready.
Yeah.
Oak is
but
happy.
I had a lot of good help.
Okay, so again, everybody's chipping in.
Yeah.